All right, so I'm going to be talking about something that is on everyone's minds, interest rates. The mortgage payment is the biggest thing about these interest rates. The higher the interest rates are, that means the higher mortgage payment. So I will caveat this with the mortgage payment is not the only thing that should be taken into consideration. A lot of my buyers are actually seeing some really good upfront costs alleviated thanks to this market. These sellers are motivated, thus they will sell mostly at a discount, or they will have some credits tied along with it. I'm not here to talk about the upfront costs. I'm here to talk about the mortgage payment and ultimately the interest rate. But the interest rate being so high right now, as of this recording of November 21st, we're seeing around like 6.5% to 7% fluctuating between those two. So how do we take full advantage and find the right loan product for us as buyers? So there are a couple of loan products out there that a lot of sellers are advertising. For example, the 2-1 rate buydown and the permanent rate buydown. So we're going to be going over the differences between the two and what might be best for you. All right, to fully compare apples to apples, we're going to have to set the scenario here so that we can have an accurate representation of the 2-1 buydown versus the permanent rate buydown. So we have a purchase price of $500,000, down payment of 5%, loan amount is $475,000, interest rate is going to be at 7.125, taxes are going to be $2,400 annually, and insurance is about $2,000 annually. For a 2-1 rate buydown, you have a 2% decrease in year one, and you have a 1% decrease from that 7.125 in year two. By year three, you are now up to that 7.125%. So first year, 5.125, second year, 6.125, and then the third year, you're back at 7.125. So now we go into the permanent rate buydown. So when I was talking to Alex Turner over at Aslan Home Equity or Home Loans, we are looking at a permanent rate buydown that can give you up to 1% permanently rather than getting a discount for years 1 and 2 going into the third year. So what that means is that if you have that 7.125%, you are permanently decreasing your interest rate to 6.125% for the life of the loan. You don't have to worry about any sort of increase of interest rate so that your mortgage stays the same and you can plan ahead accordingly. All right, so now that we got everything all defined, let's look at the actual monthly payments. So for a no rate buydown with that 7.125%, you're looking at a monthly principal and interest of about $3,200, and including the taxes and insurance, you're looking at $3,567. All right, so now we're looking at that 2-1 buydown. From that 7.125%, we're going to start out with a 5.125% with that 2-1 buydown. So monthly for year one, you're looking at monthly payments of $2,953. And that's really significant, especially comparing it to the $3,567 with a no rate buydown at 7.125. We're getting a savings of approximately $600, and you're saving approximately about $3,600 for the whole year, which is pretty good. So then, like I said, with the permanent rate buydown, you're going to have that permanent 6.125% for the life of the loan. Let's say it's 30 years, whatever that might be. So we are seeing the monthly payment for a permanent rate buydown at 6.125% with a monthly payment of $3,253. Still pretty good. It's just not as good as the year one 2-1 buydown. So that's approximately $300 that you're saving per month with the 2-1 buydown the first year. So this is when things start to get interesting. Year two for both the 2-1 buydown and the permanent rate buydown are going to be exactly the same, because now you're working with the same interest rates at that 6.125%. So now that year two, the 2-1 buydown is now increasing so that it matches that $3,253 per month payment. Same with that year two permanent rate buydown. And so now for year three, we're actually seeing a whole flip of the script. So that 2-1 rate buydown is not going to look as nice compared to the permanent rate buydown. So with that 2-1 rate buydown, you're now at that 7.125% versus that permanent rate buydown, you're still at that 6.125. So going into year three with the 2-1 buydown, you're looking at a monthly payment of approximately $3,567 per month. Versus a year three for the permanent rate buydown, you're seeing a monthly payment of staying the same at $3,253. So now looking at it over the course of the year, you're actually losing money at the 2-1 buy down in year 3. You're losing approximately $3,768. And if you really want to get specific here, it looks like that savings that you got from year 1 with the 2-1 rate buy down, that $3,600 that you saved for the year, is now matched and is now a wash in year 3, where you're now losing approximately $3,768 for year 3 using that 2-1 rate buy down. So by the end of year 3, it looks like both of these options are at a wash. If you're continuing on and looking at the calculations of your monthly payments, comparing the 2-1 buy down versus the permanent rate buy down is looking much more solid, especially since it stays at that 6.125 versus the 2-1 buy down, you're staying at that 7.125. All right, so what does this all mean? This all means that you're able to capitalize on the really low rates for that 2-1 buy down for the first 2 years. The moment that year 3 starts to hit and you're paying those higher monthly payments, it's going to start to hurt. If you're able to refinance this loan into a fixed interest rate, much like the permanent rate buy down, let's say the interest rates decrease and you're able to refinance into those decreased rates, it's a much better time for you to have that 2-1 rate buy down. You're taking that simple gamble of like, yeah, I'm anticipating it going lower than 7.125, in fact, maybe even 6.25, and I could just refinance it right when it gets to that point. Hopefully it does that within the first 2 years. With the permanent rate buy down, at least the biggest benefit with this is that let's say the interest rates increase to like 8, 9, 10% over the life of the loan. You really don't have to worry about that because now you have a somewhat lower interest rate as opposed to, that 7.125, you're stuck at that 6.125. I say stuck, but I just mean it's just a fixed rate. Stuck just has a negative connotation. I think it's a really good way for you to just anticipate things and keeping things steady at that $3,253 per month status. So these two loan products are like having that fixed rate versus a ARM loan, that adjustable rate mortgage versus a fixed loan, right? So with the adjustable rate mortgage, things fluctuate, especially year over year, whatever the term is, things just fluctuate. And it's really hard to predict what that number will be. It's just basis on how the government is, Fed rates, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all that other good stuff. There's so many variables with it. If you want to take that gamble, if you want to take that risk, where you're having discounted monthly payments over the first 2 years, take advantage of it. And to be honest, I might, because over the course of 2023, I'm anticipating things to go lower as far as interest rates go. Or even 2024, if things hit that 6.25 or 6.125, I'm definitely refinancing that into a fixed 30-year mortgage from that point on. And with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out and listening to the 2-1 rate buy down versus a permanent rate buy down. This is very prevalent in the market these days, especially going into the end of 2022. A lot of uncertainty here, but I guess the certainty is sellers still want to sell, especially if they are motivated. With these motivated sellers, they're looking to do any sort of product or credits to have the buyers want to buy their property, and it comes in the form of these loan products. So thank you so much for hanging out. Let's talk more. Follow me on Instagram, ian.realestateagent, or follow me and like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I am posting things weekly, and I am only here to serve you and give you more value for your attention. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week.